The Poconos has become a hotspot for vacation homes and short-term rental investments, so let's learn more in this sponsored segment. From weekend getaways to income-generating vacation homes, there's a lot happening in this booming market, and Realtor Mark Shay joins us today to share why so many people are choosing the Poconos and what potential investors need to know before they decide to dive in. Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I grew up and my mom always was talking about she wants to take a vacation to the Poconos, right? But that was in Ohio. I lived in Ohio. I moved here and she's like, I got to get to the Poconos. You come here and everyone loves the Poconos. There's so much to do in the Poconos. But for someone who, it's crazy to think that they might not even understand the lore behind the Poconos. What draws people out to the Pocono Mountains?
So I certainly have a bias because I'm in the vacation home business, right? And so we like to think people just come because we've got really nice vacation homes. There certainly are plenty of attractions. The attractions that you see advertised on billboards or on TV, it's the water parks. Poconos has more indoor water parks than anywhere in the world, evidently. There's the winter sports with the skiing and the like. For the bargain traveler, which the Poconos has had a reputation for having great state parks and things that don't cost you anything. So just go enjoy the outdoors, go for a bike ride, go down the rivers. We have two fabulous rivers in the Delaware and the Lehigh, so plenty of things to do.
And we're talking about people come from all over to come to the Pocono Mountains, but specifically from an Airbnb standpoint, where are you seeing most of your people coming from?
Well, historically we see with short-term rentals, as they call these Airbnbs, it kind of is many times a last-minute decision, like let's just get away, let's go, and the visitors come, we hear from the Visitor Bureau, 47 million people live within 3 hours. And so that's New York, Philly, and Central PA. And so based on that, there is a lot of proximity to, it's just 3 hours away at max. But Midtown Manhattan, as you know, is an hour and a half or so. Catch a bus even. And so that kind of quickness to come to the market to enjoy the weekend is one attraction. And of course, what we try to do in flourishing these Airbnbs is to grow them into longer stays.
Now, when people, I know short-term rentals has just become kind of like a super popular thing within the last couple of years, but some people might not understand like why they would choose to stay in a short-term rental versus like a hotel or a resort. What's kind of the difference in the benefits of being able to stay in that short-term rental?
And I think a lot of this comes from just the term short-term rental is a modern term. But most of these communities that we're talking about were built 40, 50 years ago as vacation homes. And so they were always vacation rentals or cabin rentals or just weekend getaways. And now we've got a term, we've got regulation, we've got rules. So yes, short-term rental is a thing that, you know, it's the advantage of having a yard, it's the advantage of having some space, it's the advantage of having your own place, your own kitchen, have a family reunion, kind of a neutral ground. So in many cases, and many of these communities, especially the vacation home communities in the Poconos, they've got man-made lakes, they've got amenities, they've got pools, they've got all those kinds of things that the big resorts may have, but they're just a little more laid back and a little quieter and not quite as intense, let's say, as some of the more high-end resorts.
I like to say they're literally your home away from home because like you said, you have your kitchen, you can make food there, you can enjoy everything. It's very relaxed. You don't have to worry about making too much noise because there's no one there telling you, you can't do that. You know, like I love being able to stay in those short-term rentals. Now say I'm ready to buy one and own one and start renting it out in the Poconos. I should reach out to you and your team. What's the best way for me to talk to you guys about it?
Well, one of the ways that we kind of have gotten some notoriety and people come to trust us is we've built a website that's called Pocono Vacation Home Sales, PoconoVacationHomeSales.com. We've come up with scorecards that look at the different townships, that look at the different communities and give them red, yellow, green indicators. So sometimes people just type in Poconos STR scorecards and that's the way to find us. And it's also a way to find some basics about where to look. What type of property might be popular or not, and then just to kind of get a sense of some of the inventory that's available for sale.
So if you guys are super interested in owning a short-term rental in the Poconos, you guys can just reach out to Mark Shay and his team at his website or give him the call. Mark, thank you so much for stopping by.
Absolutely, thanks for having us.
And thanks again to the Mark Shay team at Keller Williams Real Estate for sponsoring this segment.